whether Athens has done enough to get its next chunk of bailout cash. There are already signs the Troika is hardening its stance towards Greece. Officials may tell lawmakers to introduce a 6-day working week, according to a letter leaked to a British newspaper. The Guardian says the Troika is calling for a radical overhaul of the labour market, which would also include longer working days. Germany's finance minister Wolfgang Schäuble told radio audiences this morning a third aid package for Greece was not an option. He also ruled out a Greek exit from the Eurozone. The Dutch Prime Minister isn't so sure. He says a Greek exit may be inevitable. Mark Rutte promised voters the Netherlands won't be giving any more money to Greece while he's in power. Voters to the polls on September the 12th. That's the day they're going. The same day the German Constitutional Court rules on whether the fiscal pact conflicts with German law. Now, George Papaconstantinou is the Environment Minister and a former Finance Minister in the government of George Papandreou. I asked him earlier what he made of the Guardian's leaked letter.
Throughout these 2 years of relationships with the Troika, we've had a lot of leaked letters and documents. I think it's important to focus on what comes on the negotiating table, the proposals that are there, and not spend too much time on possible ideas which are circulating.
In terms of lengthening the working week to 6 days and creating more flexibility and the restrictions on gaps between shifts, for example, do you think those are ideas that will fly in Greece?
Look, I think that one of the problems we have in this country is the difference between what's actually institutionally in place and what happens in reality. Because in reality, if you're working in the tourism industry throughout the summer, throughout the season, you don't work 5-day weeks, you work 6- and 7-day weeks, and you work 12 or 14 hours a day. So we could see whether there are particular institutional obstacles that hinder sectors' competitiveness, while at the same time protecting basic employee rights. But I don't think that the wholesale change in, for example, going from a 5-day to a 6-day week is going to help the competitiveness of the Greek economy.
You don't think labour market reforms are necessarily important right now to improving the Greek economy?
No, I think labour market reform is part of the answer to improving competitiveness, but so is product market reform. I mean, wages are falling in Greece, but prices are not. And there's an issue there. There's a problem with oligopolistic practices, with the role of large multinationals in Greece that are pricing their products in a different way than they are in other countries. And these are areas in which we should be looking as much as in labour market flexibility.
This is all debate, of course, about the second bailout for Greece, but already politicians, senior politicians, are thinking about a third bailout and actually how that's not acceptable. Do you think that's just politics, or do you think we are now looking at a third bailout?
That's a very counterproductive discussion. Nobody is seriously talking about the third bailout. What people are talking correctly is giving some more time within the second package for the economy to be able to recover. In other words, more time for the fiscal consolidation, without necessarily our European partners and the IMF putting up more money, but by lengthening, for example, the time for paying back some of the money or reducing the interest rates on the official loans. These are the kind of things that we should be looking at. Any discussion on a third bailout is bound, obviously, to raise fears of taxpayers and the more populist voices in the rest of Europe, and it's completely counterproductive at a time when what is absolutely necessary for this country is for confidence to return. As long as you have hanging over Greece the fear of exit, you will not get confidence and foreign capital coming back into the country.
Well, Greece has slipped 6 places on the World Economic Forum's global competitiveness rankings. It is currently at number 96, 90 points below Germany. Europe's biggest exporter comes in at number 6, the same position it was last year, actually. Both Germany and the Netherlands leapfrogged over the United States this year, though. The US slipped 2 places to number 7. That's the 4th straight year of decline for the US. Low levels of trust in the government and macroeconomic weakness were among the reasons cited. And the report says the US is still the world's innovation powerhouse. China, the number 29, was the highest placed of the main emerging markets. Switzerland topped the table for the 4th year running. Now, the report points to a widening gulf between countries in northern and southern Europe, and Jennifer Blanca is the chief economist with the World Economic Forum. She joins me now live. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are we seeing this division